What's up, Facebook? How are you? Connecting on Instagram over here, or checking for my connection at least. I'm going to give it a couple minutes. It is your always on time Coach Rain. There we go. We're up and running. What's up, Instagram? What's up, Facebook? I am Rain, your Successfully Single coach, and welcome to the Successfully Single Prep School orientation. Should I take these off? Because I feel like that glare is killing me already. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? Just this little bit. Alright, so, because I'm a tad bit tardy, because that's what it is, for me at least, as a single mother who is still nursing her toddler, and he is teething and going through what he's going through, so I actually apologize for my delay, and that phone ringing in the background. But let me introduce myself. I'm Rain, your Successfully Single coach. I'm a little close, son. Your Successfully Single coach. I'm the founder of Raining Success Coaching at rainingsuccess.com. I'm a solution developer. What that looks like is I develop solutions for real issues life and love create for my clients in the form of coaching services, digital products, ebooks, 5-day challenges, whatever really they need that I can find a solution for, I'm finding it. Okay? It is the orientation of Successfully Single Prep School, which I am also the founder of. I'm so excited about this prep school, and I've been talking about it for like over a month now. You can see my frizzies in this Instagram. And I'm super geeked, y'all. I'm super excited about it because I know what it did for me. I know what it can do for someone else. So I am eager to get this information out to y'all. Also, I was blessed to be given this vision, and it's very selfish of me if I don't put it out there, because that means that it's slowing someone else's progress or stalling someone else's progress from, living a successfully single life, which is, I keep talking about Successfully Single Prep School. Successfully Single is happily and actively preparing for your next level by developing yourself into the best version of you possible. So basically, just leveling up. Okay, the best version of you. It's preparing for your next season. And I stopped saying waiting. It's not waiting for your husband or waiting for this or waiting for that, because people are taking that really literally. Now, you can tell someone to wait if they can still prepare while they're waiting, but a lot of people are just waiting. And I need you to know that it takes action. It takes a lot of action for you to have the best life, or to become your best self and have the best life that you've ever wanted, the life you actually desire, because it's possible. It's possible. So let's get right into this. Let me check my notes. Check my notes for y'all. Successfully Single Prep School. What I'm going to do with this orientation is I'm going to go ahead and let you know what Successfully Single Prep School is about, what it encompasses, what you'll get from it. Basically anything that you could possibly want to know about Successfully Single Prep School, okay? The first thing, obviously, is what is prep school? It's a 10-week virtual course created to jumpstart any single woman's glow up. That's what it is. It's going to jumpstart your glow up. Rooted in accountability, empowerment, and progression, Successfully Single Prep School provides clarity of life experiences that create painful cycles. If you don't know what I mean by painful cycles, I mean, let's say that you're dating someone and it doesn't go well and you guys break up, and then you're left there licking your wound trying to fix it and trying to figure out what went wrong, and then you get with the next dude and you're dating him and everything's great, then something goes wrong, and then you break up and then you're left there licking your wound. It's continual cycles, not understanding that you're really doing the same thing. So there's something that you can do differently, and I want to help you figure out what that is. I want to help you get to the bottom of it, create the solution so you don't have to go through that anymore. Let's go ahead and go. So that's what prep school is. It's prep school. Why was prep school created? It was created because school left this part out. School was definitely teaching us, it was bringing us up to be great, to do great work for people, but it wasn't teaching us how to work great with people. Now, you're lucky if you had a psychology or a sociology class, but other than that, it wasn't helping us in the department of people. And guess what? Relationships is what life is all about. relating to God, relating to yourself, and relating to other people. That is what life is about. There's so many businesses that people think that they're in this industry or this business or that business. It's people. You're in the business of people. If you're selling anything, you're in the business of people. If you're provide a service, you're in the business of people. We have relationships with people. We interact with people. That's what it's about. School didn't teach us that. You have a calculus class or trigonometry, and you become a freaking, I was going to say a teacher. You can definitely teach that if you're a teacher. But you become a painter, and you don't even use those skills. But you're going to need those people skills, though, right? And this is what school didn't teach us. And that's why it's called prep school, because it needs to prepare us. That's why it's a jump start, because we're already of a certain age, living this life, going through these experiences, creating worse experiences, or continuously building things up because we don't know these things. So, too many of us are enduring painful cycles we don't know how to break because we don't understand relationships. Now, we don't realize our single season is for a purpose. It's for a reason. There are too many divorces also because we aren't doing our single season right. I love marriage. I'm an advocate for marriage. I love it. I love it. I love everything that it encompasses, and I don't mean marriage as in what you may see someone else's married life be like. I mean marriage as in two people coming together, that partnership, being vulnerable with one another, depending on one another, building one another up, loving on one another, being there for one another, continuously having that support, someone in your corner, that love, that encouragement, that empowerment, your purposes actually aligning, and you guys doing great things for people, and for you just being blessed within your own life and your own family, raising kids together, growing old together, all of that. I love all of that. And I believe one of the reasons that the divorce rate is so high is because we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing in our single season. It's for a reason. I look super cockeyed and it's bothering me. But only on Facebook, though. But it's for a reason. Our single season is definitely for a reason. And a lot of us don't understand that. I definitely didn't. Okay? So let's move on to how was Successfully Single Prep School created. It was created through pain, understanding, through vision, and through action. Successfully Single Prep School is the journey I started from a broken place mentally and emotionally that brought me to where I am today. Still on a journey, I want to be clear. Successfully Single is a journey. It's not just like you become successfully single or you take the course and then your whole life is amazing, everything is happy all day long, and you don't need to do any of these things that you learned anymore. Like that's not it. That's a fairy tale. So yeah, I'm still on the journey, but I'm happily and actively preparing for my next level. I'm still on the journey. I'm still successfully single. This is still a journey. I still have to do things every day to continue to live the life that I desire to live. But I'm not miserable. And I think that's really unfortunate for a lot of single people who are miserable. Like you're not doing it right. You should never be miserable with yourself. You should love you. You should enjoy you and your company. Enjoy your own company. You should never be miserable with yourself. How are you going to be miserable with yourself and want somebody else to come along and love you? Do you love you? So I am definitely happy in the season of my life, and by no means is it easy, like everything that I have going on right now. But I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful to be busy is a blessing. I'm grateful to be busy. So that's what that is, right? That is, what did I go over really quickly? What prep school is, why prep school was created, how prep school was created, and now I really want to get into what you're going to learn, like the real meat of this prep school. What you're going to learn is, this is basically each week what we're going to be focusing on. The first week is what it means to be successfully single. Again, I told you it's happily and actively preparing for your next level by developing yourself into the dopest you possible. But what does that mean and what does that look like? Next, it is the truth about life. So many of us have this unfortunate perception of life that is holding us back from living the life that we actually desire, from being happy in our single season. We have some unrealistic expectations. We have things that are discussed. We have expectations in our mind that we feel are supposed to happen, but we don't do anything to make them happen. We don't do anything to come closer to living that life. We don't do anything. But we expect that to happen because we're good people, and that's just not how life works. So we have some misconceptions about life. We have some limiting beliefs people put on us. There's so many things that we have to basically get a hold of and continue to learn and grow and understand and evolve with, so that we can live our best life possible. Another thing that we're going to learn is why God created you. A lot of people are here on earth not knowing that they have a purpose. Not even trying to discover it, not desiring to discover it, not knowing that in discovering your purpose, you'll live a better life. You'll live a happier life. Could you imagine waking up every day doing something that you love? I can. I love it. I love it. And it's not easy by any means, but I love that it's not easy, because that means you really have to care about it. You really have to be passionate about it to continue doing it. You really have to want to serve and help, for me at least, to continue doing it. What else are we going to learn? So yeah, why God created you, finding your purpose. We're actually I'm going to assist you in finding your purpose. Self-love, which is extremely important. We're going to have a mindset shift, because usually when we're going through these cycles, there's something we're not understanding, and it's because of what we've been taught, or an experience that we've had, or multiple experiences that we've had, that forms our mindset and our perception, and we have to get that right. We're going to learn about protecting our peace. Let me tell you something. Your peace of mind should not have a price tag on it. And that means, like, not even a financial price tag. I mean, it should not have a price tag on it, as in, you should not sacrifice that to keep someone else around, someone else's time, or no. It does not have that is so important to you. We're going to go over standards. We're also going to talk about being unbothered and uncompromising with who you are. Confident and uncompromising with who you are, because you don't need to compromise who you are. You're beautifully and wonderfully made. And if whomever is in your life does not understand that, and understand that that's with a kind heart, that's what you consoling your higher power, your source. That's what you being intentional and not being malicious. If you're doing the best you can do for yourself and you're being positive, you're trying to vibrate higher, or you are vibrating higher, and you consult your source, God, i.e., in what you're doing, and you feel like you're moving in the right path, let me tell you something. Being unapologetic and uncompromising is so important, because some people will tell you about yourself and be incorrect. There are so many people who have tried to tell me how to do what I'm doing, or what I need to do this and do that. You don't even know my mission. You don't know my purpose. You don't know the journey I'm on, or why I'm on that journey for you to dictate to me what I should be doing. You have to be unbothered a lot of times. Let's see. Also, one second. Sorry, y'all. Also, being ready and healthy enough to love again, which I think is extremely important. Ooh, this gave me some good light over here. Which I think is extremely important, because we get into relationship after relationship before we're really ready, and we wonder why things happen, how they happen. How to do the work to get the results that you want. How to do the work to get the results that you want. So those are things that we are going to learn in Successfully Single prep school. Now, let's get into the work. It's come to my attention. Actually, I remember being told that you have to do the work for this and this and that, and, nothing comes easy, you gotta do the work. And for instance, when I was younger, I wanted to be an actress so bad, and anytime I would have the opportunity to speak with someone about it, they would just say, oh yeah, just do it. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, just do it, just start, and I'm like, okay. How? Like, what? Can you guide me? Like, where do I start? What exactly do I do? Like, I'm missing something here. If I can just walk out to the world and like, okay, I'm an actress, so hire me. Like, that's not how it works. So what is it that I'm missing? And I understand that that's how a lot of people feel about doing the work. So many different people say do the work because it's a truth, because it's what you do have to do. But don't understand what the work is, and we're definitely going to dive into what the work is in Successfully Single Prep School. But I want to tell you this. The work is the intentional actions you take to achieve the results you desire. They're the intentional actions that you take to receive the results you desire. This is another example for you. For people who are preparing for marriage, you go through your single season. We'll say like a Megan Good and Devon Franklin, because if you don't know, they wrote a book called The Wait, and it was about not having sex until they were married, right? So for a couple like that, who is abstaining from sex, gaining clarity about certain things going on in their life and in their relationship, and waiting until marriage to have sex, and, for whatever else comes next, this is what you don't do. You don't get married, finally, and feel like, woo, okay, I did all this work, I didn't have sex, I paid attention to this, I communicated effectively, I did this and did that, and then you get married, and you're like, cool, so I can relax now. Like, I'm good now. Let's chill. Let's, I don't have to be on my P's and Q's anymore. I don't have to dot my I's and cross my T's anymore. Like, that's exactly what you don't have to do, because what's going to happen is you're going to end up messing up in the area that you were working so hard not to mess up in before your marriage, because you stopped doing the work. The work is something that you have to continuously do intentionally throughout your journey. The work that you did in your single season was to prepare you for marriage. So that doesn't mean stop. That means that now you strengthen your muscles, so now you're pretty good at it. So now you kind of got this thing down. So now when you and your husband are, in different states, neither of you is yearning or feeling like you're going to cheat on one another, because you already know what it's like to abstain. You've already dealt with that. You've already dealt with that within your marriage. You already understand how important your marriage is to you. And if you can wait for however long you waited for marriage for your spouse, then you can definitely wait for these 4 days or this week or these 2 weeks or whatever it is. It's something that you have to continuously do. You do the work in your single season. Once you do the work in your single season, you take it on to your next season. Whatever whether it's marriage, whether it's your career, you do the work in one season to prepare you for the next season. You take all those lessons and everything that you did to that next season. And then guess what? You're going to have to do some work in that season. And you continue to take these lessons and things with you. You continue to do the work. The work is going to change. It's going to get different. It might get more complex. It may get more difficult. It may get easier. Because you've been doing this for so long, you might cruise through it. But it's definitely to prepare you. So we basically break down the steps and take it one by one. We break down the steps and we take it one by one. When you do the work, you have to be very specific in what you need to do, and actions you need to do, and the steps you need to take. That's exactly what we focus on. Okay? My internet's not connected. What does Successful Single Prep School include? Includes understanding via notes. So we have 20 pages of notes. It's 10 weeks, so that's about 2 pages. I don't think it's too much. I hope it's not too much. But it's about 20 pages of notes to provide understanding, because I think understanding is so important, because once you understand why something is how it is, then you understand why you don't need to go back to it, doing it wrong, and what you need to do going forward. But there needs to be understanding, because if somebody tells you don't touch the stove and you don't understand why you shouldn't touch the stove, you just might touch it. But if you understand, like, okay, that stove is hot, don't touch the stove, you can hurt yourself. Even if you're tempted, you're like, you know what, I don't want to risk doing this, I don't want to risk hurting myself. So understanding. Also, what you get in Successfully Single Prep School is do the work book, a do the work workbook. It's filled with tools, exercises, steps. For instance, the work. It's strategic steps that you need to take. Depending, it's going to definitely be catered to your niche, questions that you have to, not to your niche, to your situation, questions that you have to answer pertaining to you specifically. and certain steps that you have to take to overcome whatever obstacle you are tangled in at the moment. Also, we're going to have weekly videos that are going to be similar to, but not verbatim to the notes. Weekly relationship talks. I am honestly still trying to figure out how exactly I want to do the weekly relationship talks. I'm thinking like a teleconference kind of thing. Weekly scriptures. For those of you who are religious or even spiritually based, this will definitely help, because this is a huge why, and this is a huge why, and it provides understanding, like I said, for the notes. And if you're hugely based in religion, then sometimes you don't need to go any further than what the Bible says. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to, if, okay, that's the Bible said, okay, the Bible said that, so that's what I'm going to go by. It don't matter why. But for some people who need that why, we provide that as well. Also, my course is my own, and I had to make sure that I was really including everything that assisted in my transformation. So we have a course music playlist. Don't worry, it's not full of gospel. If that's not, that's not your judge, that's not your thing. Don't worry. But it is definitely empowering, and it is uplifting, and it is motivational, and it is encouraging, because I believe whatever you feed yourself grows. And a lot of this music that we feed ourselves, sometimes it keeps us in that rut. That song you're listening to that is so sad, and you relate to it so well, but it's about how some guy hurt you, and you stay with that pain. We don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. We're not trying to stay with the pain. We can change our situation. We can change our lives. So we're doing that. And we're going to stay empowered through music, because that's definitely a mood changer for me. It can really lift my spirits, and I allow it to. So also, you have a one-on-one Q&A. A one-on-one Q&A with me at any stage of this course. A one-on-one phone Q&A with me. We can exchange emails back and forth and messages without problem with any questions or anything that you have about the course. But a one-on-one personal Q&A, and also I'm debating on one other thing, but I'm not going to tell you guys what that is. And then you get a successfully single certification once your course is complete, because there is a little something I'm going to ask of you after you finish the course, or like the last week of the course, that I need you to send back to me. Because I got to make sure that you're on the right path, because why waste your time with this information that can transform your life and not get what you need to get from it. The last thing that I want is someone enrolling in this course and not doing the work and not getting anything from it. Look, let me tell you this. The reason why, if you've seen my masterclass, 3 things you're doing to attract a counterfeit, or you've went to the bit.ly/SS Prep School page, I believe it's on there. I believe both places it lets you know that this is a $1,000 value. Once I up the price, it's still not going to be $1,000, but baby, I am going to continue to, take it up a notch. But I didn't want anyone to have an excuse to say, this is too expensive. I didn't want anyone to have an excuse to say, payment plan wasn't going to work with you either. I didn't want anyone to have an excuse to say, wow, it has all this information and it's this much. What if I pay this huge price tag for it and I don't get anything from it? You get what you put out. You get out what you put in. That's what it is all the time. You get out what you put in. So if you do the work, your results will come. But I wanted to make sure that there was no excuse. So in me first offering this course, I made it as low as it is, because I don't want anyone to have any excuse. And unfortunately, when you have things free or you have things priced at a certain price point, sometimes people still don't do the work. I hoped that this price was low enough for people to be able to afford it right away, and expensive enough. I don't even know if I can call it expensive, but look, let me not act like I'm a ball. It's not cheap. But expensive enough for you to feel like, I don't want to waste my money, so let me do the work. But I can give you half this information and it'll still be that $1,000 price tag. So that's just to clear that up, because I think that some people, when you have things priced at a certain price point, they don't respect it like they should. Or I won't even say they should, because some things it's like it's priced that low for a reason, you know. But it can easily be someone not trying to be money hungry, but really trying to be helpful to you or to whomever needs this. And maybe you don't have it. You don't feel like you have it. Maybe you have a mindset that is keeping you stuck in your bills. You know, you're holding on so tight to your money that you're not able to release it. But also, because you're holding on so tight, you're not able to get it back. I don't know what it is, but I didn't want anyone to have an excuse. I want everyone who needs this course to be able to have this course. Unfortunately, it's not going to stay at the price that it's at, but I don't know, y'all. I really wanted to stay here for a while before I up it, and hopefully I can. Hopefully I'll be able to do that. I don't know why every time I'm on live, you see my curtain going back. I gotta swivel back and forth in this chair. But okay, so lastly, I wanted to tell you a few questions that I kept in mind when I was creating this course. And one of them was, what are they now free of? So through this course, if you do the work and allow it to do, let me stop shaking, I'm sorry. If you do the work and allow it to do what it needs to do, you'll be free of their past, I said. Feeling the need to be validated. Being a victim. Allowing anyone or anything else to control their life. Free of all of that. How did this course help them prepare for love? Now, this is Successfully Single Prep School. If you follow me on any of my social platforms, you know that we talk about love, we talk about single, we talk about dating, we talk about future husbands and marriage and things. And because of that, and because of just this dating cycle that we tend to be in, because of a lot of products that I put out, because of the ebook that I just put out, the switch up, why we fall for who he pretends to be and how to stop, because of things like that, I know that a lot of issues that we have are romantically relationship based. So I wanted to ask, like, how did this course help them prepare for love? And it's by embracing the proper channels to funnel love through. This course encourages genuine and healthy love to be given and received. What I mean by that is to understand that you need to be filled with the love of God, have love for God, understand the love God has for you first. Love yourself next. And then properly be able to love someone else. And through doing that, those channels that you're funneling your love through, God, you, whomever, by doing that, you're able to give and receive love in a healthier, more appropriate, less painful cycle, type way. Also, what was the last question? How can this course help them in marriage? Now, though I've never been married, I want to be clear. Y'all heard me? I don't want y'all going up somewhere saying that Coach Rain said, this helps for marriage and this. Well, it does help for marriage. But I've never been married, so I'm not trying to say, like, I know it all. I know about everything marriage and single woman. Though I've never been married, this course does set women up for success by creating a solid foundation to build love on. Creates a solid foundation to build love on. How does it do that? Again, through learning how to love, funnel your love through those channels. God, yourself, your spouse, or whomever else. And I don't know how much I want to get into that. It's definitely in your notes. But if you don't understand the importance of that, it's just like understanding where you're from, where you come from. That gives you a base. Understanding how much your creator loves you, how important you are to the ultimate being, to the source that truly matters, how important you are. Then in understanding that, you get to love on yourself. If only because he loves you like that. That's fine. That's how you begin to love on yourself, but it'll grow. Your love for yourself will grow. Once you love yourself properly, then you're able to love someone else properly, because you don't even really know how you want to be loved or how to maybe communicate that until you love yourself. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you don't love yourself and you grow to love yourself, either that relationship is going to change or you guys are going to break up, because you're going to want to be loved a certain kind of way. And you're not going to stand for anything less than it. Okay? So, that is Successfully Single Prep School in a nutshell, if you can call it that. It's a 30-minute nutshell I've been talking about, but in a nutshell, what it is, it's a 10-week virtual course that's going to jumpstart you, rooted in accountability, empowerment, and progression. Why it was created? Because the divorce rate too high. We're not doing single right. There are too many people in painful cycles. It's hurting my heart when I see people who were like me and who didn't or don't understand that there is better. I know we have our points of references aren't always amazing or aren't always great or healthy, so we think that's what's out there for us, but it's really something so much more and so much better. And I just want more people to understand that. How was it created? Through my brokenness, through a lot of things that I went through. I'll get to that more in a second. What are you going to learn? A whole bunch of stuff that we went over. What is the work? It's being intentional, and the action is knowing exactly what you need to change, what you need to fix, what needs to be healed, and those step-by-step tactics that you're going to take to create that healing continuously. What does Successfully Single Prep School include? Your notes, your workbook, your weekly videos, the weekly talks, scriptures, course music playlist, your certification once you are finished, and a one-on-one Q&A with me. I just went over the questions I kept in mind. And lastly, I want to tell you, I don't know if this is it's not really the why, but I guess it's just a bit about me. So, even in becoming a coach, I was not in a place, I still sought validation. I sought validation a lot. There are so many different revelations that I've come to in the last few years in developing myself into a successfully single woman. I'm a mother, I'm a single mother, and that continues to drive me to be better every day, because I've learned that my son learns by my example. You know, if I'm mad all the time, I'm frustrated, and I'm mad, and I don't want him to pick up on that. My pregnancy was not the best of circumstances, but I refused not to have a happy pregnancy, because I refused not to have a happy baby, because they pick up on your emotions as well. So, in growing up, there was a deep desire to please people, because I liked making other people happy. I liked making my parents proud. I had an older brother and an older cousin, and they would always tell me to do this and tell me to do that, and I would oblige. And I became a people pleaser at a really early age. When I did something positive and good, I just sought validation all the time. And when I did anything else that someone didn't want me to do, I was criticized for it. So everything that I did, I sought validation for. My parents had me young. They were just doing what they knew how to do. And I'm so grateful for them. I thank them for it. Because I believe that even though, I know that I'm not a perfect parent, but even though we make the decisions that we make, you can learn a lesson. You can learn a positive lesson from something negative. God can use everything for your good. And no matter how I was raised, I can look back at certain things and say, I'm so glad that happened, now I know how to do this. Or I'm so glad that happened, now I know how not to do this. So, I'm going through that part just so you can get a bit of the background. But, I began dating, I don't know if it was late or, probably like really dating after high school. And I didn't have anyone to really talk much about it. You know, I didn't have confidence in myself. I didn't know what self-love was. I sought validation for everybody. And again, I was a people pleaser. And unfortunately, I'll say this. I was very spirit-led. I was always spirit-led. I didn't know the difference between spirituality and religion. So in me being spirit-led, I was a giver. And I really believe that if you give to people, they'll give back to you. If you're good to people, they'll be good to you. If you respect and you're nice to people, they'll respect and be nice to you. And then life said, oh, baby, that's so cute. No, that's not how that goes. So I went through relationships that told me, no, that's not how that goes. I have been cheated on in probably almost every relationship that I've been in. And I wanted so much to be a people pleaser or sought validation, more so a pleaser in those relationships, that when I seen red flags, I wasn't listening to my intuition. And when they told me lies, I said, well, it could be probably, I don't know, and because I didn't have evidence to see myself, or because I wasn't in tune with my spirit to know that was my spirit talking to me, to know it was my intuition telling me to get out, to go left, to do this, to do that, that he's not, he's not being faithful to you, he's not being honest to you. I stayed in those situations and I stayed in those relationships, and it really hurt my feelings. And I can definitely tell you today, though, the relationships that I've had, I've never been in love. I've never been in love. I thought I was in love because I was in love with the idea of being in love. And because of that, I rushed into these relationships. Because I wanted that happily ever after, I rushed into these relationships. And rushing into them, I wanted to be a people pleaser. So I'm trying to be the best girlfriend I can be and please him this way and help him this way. And in all actuality, I was being a wife. Never been proposed to, never been a wife, but I was being a wife in these relationships. And it was really hindering me because the people that I was dating were just taking advantage of that. They weren't appreciating the woman that I was, because you can't make somebody appreciate who you are. That's why you get yourself together and you get with someone who already appreciates you, and stop trying to make someone appreciate you because you're this good, because you're who they say they want. A lot of people just say a whole lot of things, and a lot of people do want what they say they want, but it doesn't mean they're going to appreciate you. So, we're kindred. Story of your life, because we're kindred, okay? A lot of people are not going to appreciate you or what you do or anything like that. And I used to try to make them by being the best, giving the most, loving the most, being there for someone. It doesn't matter what the It doesn't matter what the situation was. I was trying to be there for that person to the fullest capability. Even if it was hindering me. I remember having a conversation with someone I used to be friends with, and I was telling her, like, well, I just feel like I'm supposed to help him, maybe God sent me here to help him because he can't depend on nobody else, and everyone left him, and I used to take that out on, I used to have that feeling like, well, everyone left him, so I can't leave him. I don't want to be another person to walk out his life. I was so concerned with someone else's feelings more than my own. And what I realized, not continued to, what I didn't realize was I was getting in the same relationship with different people over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I was allowing people to treat me a certain way over and over and over and over and over again. And I was like, well, why won't they just love me how I want to be loved? I don't understand. Like, I'm a good person. Everyone can attest to that. But I continue to get with people who are not good to me. Why is that? Why is that? I didn't love myself. I didn't know anything about self-love till I was 25-ish. I don't know. I didn't know anything about self-love. I thought about the references that I had, and my grandparents were married for 50-something years, but guess what I didn't see? I didn't see my grandfather courting my grandmother. I didn't see the beginning stages of that relationship. I didn't see them get engaged and then get married. I just seen 30 years later, when I came, when I was born. That's what I see. So that, to me, that's what a relationship looks like, And my grandmother was a great submissive wife to my grandfather. My grandfather was a provider and a great man to his family. So I wasn't taking those little things into account, like, but look what kind of man he is. You're being this type of woman to a certain man who's not the caliber of man that was in that relationship. I looked at my parents. My parents were divorced. So then I stopped believing in marriage. I said, you know what, everybody's getting divorced. My grandparents were together, but everybody else is getting divorced. So, whatever. It might not be for me. I need to just live free. And to be extremely transparent, this course was built from my brokenness, because in 2014, I had multiple family members pass away, and it was extremely hard for me. And I'm someone who, because of that, I don't believe that time heals all. I believe that time allows you to figure out how you can cope with it and still live. And that's where I'm at. I've learned how to cope with it and still live. I've learned how to smile genuinely and not with pain behind it. Because of other things that weren't going right in my life, you know. So now, because of that transpired, I've ended up getting with someone that I really shouldn't have been with. Getting with someone that I shouldn't have been with, ignored red flags, and ignored blatant, like, lies. Because I was scared that this world was going to turn me into somebody I didn't want to be. I was scared this world was going to turn me into somebody I didn't want to be. And because of that, I ended up in a situation that caused me to you know, be pregnant. The relationship didn't work out. So now I'm in a relationship, you know, I'm pregnant with a child. Relationship didn't work out. I forced myself to be happy. And lucky for me, my son is my why. Lucky for me, I'm able to look at my why every day and like, okay, I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep moving on. I'm going to keep doing this and I'm going to keep doing that. Because I have to be this type of person for him. I couldn't do it for me, but I can do it for him. So since are you gonna leave? So since I can be this type of person for him, I'm able to she done messed up my train of thought. Since I'm able to be this type of person for him, I'm able to love me a certain way. So now I have to follow the channels and I have to follow the levels. And I'm going to follow the levels to do exactly what I need to do, not only to make my life happy, but to make his happy as well. So I say all of this. I give you all this big explanation and this big, hey, Sugarfoot, I give you all this big explanation and this big recap of my life, because that is what concluded to me being successfully single. Because I realized that if I continue on the same route that I'm lead by example and show my son how to do this and how to do that, how is he going to learn? If I am my son's point of reference, how is he going to learn what he needs to be able to do if mommy didn't do it? Because they do look at what we do. We say, don't do as I do, do as I say. They look at what we do. And he's going to say, well, mommy did this and mommy cool, so I'm just going to do this and be good too. So I have to be mindful of that. And so there's a business I'm building because I want him to know what life is like as an entrepreneur. You don't have to work for anybody. You can do this for yourself. There's love that I'm building for myself so that he can see that mommy loves herself and she does this for herself because she's not going to tolerate any less. There's integrity that I have so he can see, like, you know, yeah, she could have went this way, but she did it the hard way. But look at the benefits that she's reaping for that. She's doing it herself. She did it her own way, and now she's able to do this. Everything that I'm doing is a blueprint that I'm laying out for him. And on top of that, it freed me. It freed me. I don't look at the same kind of dudes I used to look at. I'm not attracted to those same kind of dudes anymore. I'm not the same woman I used to be. I can't tell you how many people have hit my line and hit my line real late at night. I used to be up crazy hours. I can't tell you how many people have hit my line late at night and I'm not replying, or hit them up in the morning like, hey, what's up? Or, you know, hey, hit me up before 10. And it's not even that I'm asleep. It's just that you don't have the luxury. You're not going to have the luxury of reaching me at those hours anymore. But that used to be something that I was okay with. When I tell you I developed standards because I didn't have any, I didn't know what they were. I thought I was judging people if I had standards. So I was able to develop standards and implement them in my life. And it changed the type of people that I was around. It changed the way people looked at me. Not that I cared. That's another thing. I stopped seeking validation. I don't care if people don't like me or like how I do what I do. Because guess what? I began to love God first. And so when he began to move certain things out the way for me, I'm like, okay, well, that's what I'm supposed to do. Okay, well, that's what I'm supposed to do. Okay, well, he showed me this and he showed me that. And my phone's gonna die. Well, he showed me this and he showed me that, so I'm going to go ahead and do it this way because can't nobody tell me a better way than God. And if you don't like the way I'm doing things that I feel God ordained for me to do, I can't help you, boo. you know, okay. And I believe that in someone's life, that's their journey that they're living. So you can help them on their journey, bless them on their journey, embrace their journey, or just let them do their thing. But when they make it to the top, don't ask for a handout. Don't be mad. So that's my whole spiel about being successfully single. That's my whole spiel about the orientation in the prep school. So if this enticed you, if you're encouraged, if you want to dive into it, if you think it'll help you and be beneficial, you can definitely go to the link in this title. Is it there? Yeah, I see it. You can go to the link in this title. You can go to the link in my bio. And you can register to be successfully single. It is going live on Monday. I'm so excited for it. I'm going to be all up in your business. Like, like never before. Okay, more than a doctor. You know, they ask you them personal questions. You're like, do you really need to know that, doctor? I came here for my earache. But okay. All up in your business. Because I need you to benefit from this. I need you to be doing better than I'm doing right now. I need you to love yourself times 10. I need you to love yourself so good that people ask you, like, girl, what happened? What did you do? I seen you 2 months ago, and you were kind of in a little funk, but now you're glowing. Your edges done grew back. Your eyebrows looking good. You done lost some weight. You're working out, girls. You're working out. I need them to be on you like that, okay? Because I need them to see it's a different way of living life. I have been a victim of my references for a long time, and I'm not doing that no more. And my little son is stumping over here, and he runs me because he don't understand that mommy's live. So I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I hope this was beneficial. Any questions that you have, feel free to reach out to me. I try to get some messages as soon as possible. I have been ridiculously sleep deprived with this course. As excited as I am for it, I can't wait to launch it so I can get some sleep. Don't do that, baby. So that I can get some sleep. I'm probably going to send my son to a babysitter and just crash out for an entire day. But again, if you have any questions or anything, hit me up. I'm here for it. I hope that this was helpful in telling you exactly what you'll be getting, because I wouldn't want to spend my money on something and I'm like, kind of don't really know what it is. Yeah. I think that's all I got for you today. Dang, I was on here almost an hour. Was I? I was a little late. Well, I can talk. Ask any of my friends. They know. Well, you guys have an amazing, amazing day. God bless you guys. I love y'all. I'm around. If you need me, holla. Alright. I'm going to end this here. Successfully Single Prep School. Orientation closed. And at the end, prep school launches on Monday. So if this is for you, I hope that to see you there. If this is for someone you know, let them know. It's a course out there for them. They need to jump on it. If it's not for you, just thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope my story was motivational, inspirational, or something to you. Whatever God wanted it to be. I hope I delivered. I hope I was able to be used. I'm going to stop talking now. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.